Hello, hello. I am back. It is I, Crimson Vignette. And yes, as you can see from the title, I have gone to Anime Expo and I have come back from Anime Expo. Now, I'm not gonna try and confuse people here. I was not there on a professional setting. I was there just to enjoy the con. So no, I am not a big enough VTuber to be able to do something cool like that. But maybe someday I can be at Anime Expo in a more professional setting. It'd be awesome. But no, today we are just going to talk about my time at Anime Expo. Like, for example, what I did while I was there. Let me see here. Pull up the correct video, actually. Not this one. We're gonna have scuffed video playing because that's how I like to roll it here. Sorry, I was gonna mute the audio so you didn't have to listen to it. There we go. This is the entrance. Yay, the entrance. Um, let's see. I was what do I have to say about this? The Anime Expo this year, I've never been in previous years, so this is my first experience being at the Anime Expo. Not my first experience at an anime con though, but this one was so damn busy. The videos that I took here were of the last day, so you're not gonna see too much of busyness. But yeah, it was like fucking tuna sardine cramped in a can packed out there. Um, I went to a lot of stuff, seen a lot of stuff. Didn't make as many friends as I thought I was going to, honestly. Did talk to a lot of people though. Just not enough to actually have exchanging of contact information, which is fine. On the first day, I went immediately to the exhibit hall to go to the Omocat booth. That's what I did on the first day. Omocat, awesome. They make great stuff. And I was there because Saba had her debut merchandise there. I was like, hell yeah, I didn't get that online. Let me go over here and buy it at the booth. And I did. That's exactly what I did. After that, I just walked around a bit for inside the exhibit hall. Um, Saw some other stuff. I think I bought more Hololive merchandise at a different booth. I forgot what the booth was called. But yeah, I also bought some Hololive merch while I was there. Not too much though, because that Hololive booth had some expensive stuff. Um, Anything else about the first day? I mean, I went to that J-pop sound capsule concert. That was awesome. A lot of my favorite part was when they played One Punch Man intro. Hell yeah, One Punch Man. Um After that, cause that Sound Castle ended at like 10 at night. I think pretty much right after that I went back to my hotel. Speaking of that hotel was way too expensive for what it was. That not worth it. Don't I recommend to everyone not to get expensive hotels unless it's for a business trip. Don't get expensive hotels. Too expensive for not enough out of it. Because for some reason, expensive hotels, when they get more and more expensive, you have to start paying for more and more stuff that's free at other hotels. So, like, for example, breakfast. You don't get free breakfast at expensive hotels. You have to pay a lot of money for a breakfast at an expensive hotel. And it's kind of funny. That's how that works. Enough about the hotel. There was a lot of cool stuff that was announced at the Anime Expo this year. A lot of season twos for things, and well, not just season twos, just next seasons in general. I'll leave that surprise to people who haven't seen it yet to get to see it when they announce it outside of Anime Expo. I'm pretty sure they already have. Um, there's a new Silent Hill game. That's pretty awesome. So if anyone else is excited for that, I'll probably play it on stream, actually. Play the new Silent Hill game on stream called Silent Hill F, I think. Maybe? I don't remember. I don't remember. All I know is that it looked pretty awesome, so I'll be playing that on stream when that game comes out. And be ready for that. Be ready for me to squeal like a little bitch. Yes. The cosplays, I didn't see anything like absolutely too insane, but there was a lot of good ones, a lot of great cosplays, and like a couple insane ones. Um, a lot of great cosplays out there. There was even more just people Amazoning basic cosplays, which was kind of funny to see, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta rep your brand, you know? So, yeah. As you can see, this area is pretty empty right now, but this place was usually packed. Usually. Um, on the second day of Anime Expo, I toured basically the entirety of the Artist Alley, and let me just say that Artist Alley was huge, humongous Artist Alley. It took me like 2 hours to walk through that entirety of that Artist Alley, and it was a lot. It was a lot to get through that Artist Alley, especially with how packed it was. I probably should have picked a different day instead of the second day to walk through the Artist Alley, but guess what? I did it anyway. Um, well, while I'm on the topic of Artist Alley, let me put up the video of the Artist Alley. Whoops. There we go. Yep, this is the Artist Alley. That goes all the way down where the lights stop. And I made my back and forth of the entirety of this Artist Alley, looking at pretty much every booth. And yeah, I bought so much artist prints, although I probably shouldn't have just bought artist prints because there's only so much wall space you can have in a house or an apartment, I mean. But I did it anyway. I probably spent close to 500, maybe more dollars in just prints. There's a lot of very cool stuff out here at the Artist Alley. There was one of the cool things is Iron Mouse's official one of her official VTuber artists was at the Artist Alley as well, and I got to stop by their booth and I checked. I was so curious. I checked about how much her commissions for a VTuber model would be, and it was about the same price as a used car, maybe even the price of a new car, depending on the car you buy. And I was baffled at the price of her commissions for a VTuber model. So definitely not going that route for when I get my live duty. I'll definitely choose someone who is a more reasonable price to make a live 2D model for when I go and buy that. Let's pull up the exhibit hall now. This is the longest video of them all. Yeah, the first thing I did in the exhibit hall was the Omo Cat booth. And as I walked around, I went to the specific Hololive. It wasn't like Hololive the company's booth, it was someone who does their merchandise. So not the company itself, just the people who make their merch. That was super cool seeing all that stuff. I bought a t-shirt and a mini plushie, and I think those were the only two. No, I think I bought two t-shirts. I don't remember. All I know is that things were way too expensive. Way too expensive. That Crunchyroll booth was surprisingly impressively made back there. And there was a lot of clothing companies in this area with the smaller booths on the right hand side here. I was upset because they had Lolita clothing for women, but not for men. I was just like, come on, make some men versions, please. I like the style, and I would totally rock some of that stuff. But no, they didn't have any. I was pretty upset. Not really, but it was cool to see some of those clothes. Um, that One Punch Man booth. Oh my God, they had one of those punching bag things that do the numbers all the way up to 999. I tested my strength at it and I just barely broke 800. That was my main goal though, was to break 800. And I got like 815 or something. Not too great, not too bad though. I that's I'm not I'm too skinny and not practiced enough. But I did pretty well. Break 800. I think the high score that I saw when I did it was like 997, so almost like 999. That was great. I want me like whoever did that is a monster, an absolute monster. Anything else? They had the beer garden outside. I don't think I have a video of that at all, which is fine. But they had a little concert area, like a stage with where people bands would play. That was probably one of my favorite parts. Was just sitting there, and or standing and rocking out to bands. Mostly just one band. They were pretty cool. Um, I hope they do well. I hope the band is great. I have a recording of the band that I probably could put up here and play, but I would have to transfer that file from my phone, and I don't know if I want to do that or not. Um, oh yeah, this right here is the clothing I was talking about. Yep. Did anything crazy happen while I was there? Oh, I don't know if I should talk about it on stream, but there was a boom boom threat. Yeah, boom boom threat while on like the third day. No, yeah, no, third day, second day. I don't know. But after that happened, there was just that place was crawling with police every other day. That no, just every day after that event, that thing happened. It was nothing, luckily. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't have the place crawling with police before that. But definitely after, crawling with the police. Um, oh, I don't got much else, honestly, to get up about. Do I? Maybe. Other than spending way too much money, I mean, I had fun sitting in line because that's mostly what you do at anime expos is you stand in line, the most common occurrence, and standing in line talking to random people was always great. I didn't really go to too many panels. I went to Doki Bird's birthday concert. That was fun. I was surprised by the special guests she had there. Um, Sadly, I didn't get to do the meet and greet, but that's okay. That's okay. It's just cool enough to see your concert. There's the Good Smile booth. They're selling anime figures there. I didn't buy any because I don't want to have to deal with shipping or moving them. I'm still tired from this trip, man. It was exhausting. By the third day, I was just like, man, I don't want to be here anymore. It was starting to get too much. Too many people, too much stuff to do. I missed out on a lot of stuff while I was there too because I didn't really plan my trip whatsoever. I just kind of winged it. Definitely don't do that if you're coming to Anime Expo. I do recommend you like fully plan out every day so you can make the most of it. Um, what else? There was other meet and greets, some more VTubers and stuff. Those were pretty cool to see. Some less recognized VTubers getting their chance to talk to their fans out here at Anime Expo. Um, so I hope to someday do that as well once I get a little more popular. But I gotta work hard to do that. Gotta work hard, you know? Also realized that when I was here in AX is that I need to work harder. I need to work harder and better and more diligently to be better. To be better. Um, but yeah, I get my brain to think. I'm pretty fried after this trip, man. I'm fried. Too much stuff happened that I can't even remember a lot of it. Ugh. I don't think next time I went to this alone. I do not recommend doing that. Unless you're like super comfortable with traveling alone and being in very public places for long periods of time alone while other people are chatting and having fun with other people. If you're comfortable with that, then go all for it. But when I was there alone, it started hitting me, man. I was just like, man, I wish I had some friends to be here with. It was not fun being there alone the entire time because I just wanted people to banter with, make jokes with, you know? I should have thought about it, live streaming while at Anime Expo, but apparently you need 50 subscribers on YouTube to be able to live stream from your phone directly to YouTube. So didn't do that, and I don't have any live streaming programs on my phone to be able to do it. So that was a bust. Didn't get to do that, so that's okay. Um, wow. I think that's enough of this video because this is the longest video of them all. Let me pull up the last one of the entertainment hall. Where's that video? Where's Alley? Do I even have that video? I thought I transferred it. Is this it? I think so. Yeah, it is. um, hmm. I didn't really spend too much time in this area because none of the things I really participate in were here. Um, Stuff I used to, like Azur Lane, I used to play that game a lot like 4 years ago, and I haven't touched it since. Um, but it was cool to actually to see the booth there and the cosplayers at that booth. Very beautiful women cosplaying at that Azur Lane booth. Um, Other than that, the entertainment hall didn't have too much for me other than that Silent Hill booth. That Silent Hill booth was sick that they announced their new game at Silent Hill. Oh yeah, that Beyblade booth, that was also pretty epic for anyone who is into Beyblade because they were holding a tournament all week long and like an actual bracketed tournament, so you could actually win something at the end if you were the winner of it all. I didn't participate because you needed to bring your own Beyblades, but nonetheless, it was cool to see that happening. What else was there in the entertainment hall? They had Zenless Zone Zero. I have recently played that, but I wasn't too into it enough to stand in the line for that booth because oh man, the Zenless Zone Zero line was always packed. Oh yeah, they also had Genshin. Haven't played that in years though. This Webtoons booth was very popular all week long. What else? They had a very sick retro gaming area in this place. I didn't really stop by that because I don't play retro games too often, but it was awesome to see all those old games. Um Let's see. I wish I got some photos of more cosplayers because they had a whole entire like what do you call that? Sets like for taking photos in this area as well. So those were cool to see the cosplayers using those sets and taking photos. But I didn't want to bother anyone with taking photos of them, even though that's usually why they cosplay, is to get photos taken of them. I was just not wanting to deal with the social interaction because I'm a pleb. I'm a pleb. Um, I think yeah, this is. They had a lot of clothes here as well, honestly. I thought about buying even more clothes, but I after enough money spent, I was just like, yeah, I can't be doing this. I can't spend all of my money at Anime Expo, even though I really wanted to. I just don't have a lot of money. Unless this starts making me money, then spending untold amounts of money on merchandise is not gonna happen. It was getting up there though. It was definitely getting up there on the amount spent here. Definitely, if you're coming to a con, a big one especially, definitely budget your stuff yourself so you don't accidentally spend too much. Yeah, yeah, that's a big recommendation. Is don't accidentally spend too much money at these cons. Uh, there was a lot of quote unquote famous people at this expo that I just saw in passing. I didn't really stop anyone. Although it didn't stop me from attempting one time. I immediately regretted trying to stop a famous quote unquote famous person at the anime expo. You get shoot away pretty quickly when they get in the more popular range. But oh well. Yeah, I know your place and all. One day. One day I could probably maybe or not reach their level. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. I don't got much else to say about it other than that it was a fun experience, and I'm definitely not going to be going alone next time that I'm at Anime Expo. Or I might not even go back to Anime Expo unless it's for real business. That was just too much, to be honest. Too much for me, and not enough reward for what it was and how much money I had to spend. Um, Definitely a lot of fun experiences though. A lot of experiences that I'm definitely grateful that I had to at least once. It's an at least once type of thing that you got to do. But I do recommend when if anyone else goes to Anime Expo, be on top of when they have the hotel block reservations open on the minute. Do not wait to get those hotels because then you'll be stuck with the expensive ones. Those hotels book, so they sell out quickly. My main recommendation is that don't wait on the hotels. Get your cheap hotel as soon as possible that's inside Anime Expo's hotel block so you still have access to the shuttle service. And that free shuttle service is clutch. So you don't have to spend money on transportation. You can save like hundreds of dollars for the 4 days if as long that you don't have to spend on fucking Uber or Lyft or whatever. Uh, but yeah, that's probably gonna be it for me yapping about Anime Expo. I probably no, I couldn't talk any longer about it. My brain is all fried. I'll probably talk a bit more about it in future streams when I'm playing games and I remember things off the top of my head that I can share. Oh, I should probably talk about the food booths, the food stuff. All of it is good. Got some yakisoba, got some udon, different types of udon, multiple days, and what else did I get? The squid balls, whatever that's called. Is that called yakisoba? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yep. All right. I'm going to leave this here for people to watch later. Um, I hope everyone, if anyone here watches this and was also at Anime Expo, I hope you had a lot of fun. And if anyone watches this and is planning to go to Anime Expo, be very prepared and be on top of it when the like hotel block and stuff like that. And or if you're doing autographs, I didn't do any autographs of the autograph people, but if you're doing autographs and because they started doing tickets for those this year, be on top of that too. Those tickets sell out almost immediately for the people giving autographs. And also pretty much any ticketed event, I recommend getting on top of that as soon as they release. So like schedule out when those will be with alarms and stuff for next year. Um, those are my two tips. Other than that, another tip is that when you're walking in and out of Anime Expo, not let strangers talk to you that aren't participating in Anime Expo. Just like scuttle past them as fast as you can, even if they try to talk to you or hand you something. Just run. Run away. Run away. Don't interact with them. Don't do it. Run away. That's another good tip. What else do I got? Tips. The beer garden's way too expensive. Don't buy alcohol there. Um, the food is also quite expensive. Be prepared for that. I think every food stall was about $20 more for any food item at all. So be prepared to be spending a lot of money on food. Be prepared for it to be hot. It wasn't too hot, but it was hot enough to be needing to hydrate. So make sure you bring your own water so you don't have to buy water. There's water refill stations inside that convention center, so you don't have to worry about um, needing water, but you should bring your own anyway. Um, if you're worried about transporting stuff you buy back, don't worry about that either. They have a UPS built into that convention center for all the conventions that go through there. So when you buy big stuff or stuff that won't go on the plane, don't worry, you can get it shipped directly to your house inside the convention center. And it's not too big of a hassle, other than shipping is expensive. But it's better than having to deal with the plane and having checked bags of fragile items or just boxes, checks of boxes. Those might get stolen or nonsense, stuff like that. It's better to just get it shipped, even if it'll cost you some money. But yeah, I'm back. I'll be back to streaming, back to making shorts. I gotta put more effort into how I'm doing this, you know? I gotta put more effort in. Um, I'll be trying to finish off Baldur's Gate with my friend some more this week. I'm not sure what other games I'll play, but my schedule is very I'm bad at scheduling. So that's that. My games that I'll probably play are just a bunch of nonsense games, man. Nonsense. My computer's a piece of shit, so I can't play like very demanding games. I have like two games, Monster Hunter and uh Chernobyl, whatever it's called. I don't know. Where are you, game? Oh yeah, Stalker, Heart of Chernobyl. That one. I want to play that game too on stream, but fucking my computer's a piece of shit and it keeps crashing. Oh well, but I'm back now. I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming. I'll be back on my regular 3 or 4 days streaming. I'm probably gonna be working overtime on my actual job to make up for the money that I spent for the next few weeks. But I'll try and stream anyway because I'll be getting home around 5 p.m. my time, which is Central Time. Um, so my streams will be a little later and they won't be very long. They'll probably be like 2 hour streams at most. Um, maybe even 1 hour streams of like shorter games. I'll probably check out itch.io for like smaller games to just check out demos and stuff. Live stream those for the next few weeks on the days that I'm working overtime. Yeah, I really need to recoup all this money. I want to travel again, but not alone. So I need to make the money to be able to afford more travel. And I'll probably bring y'all along next time I travel, you know? Hopefully I'll have 50 subscribers by the time that happens, so I can actually live stream directly to YouTube on my phone. But if not, that's okay too. I do hope that this whole VTubing thing can do better for me. I'm already having fun doing it. Which is the good part. Having fun doing this is always what you need. And I am having fun doing it. I need to start working on the more complex things that I plan to do with this VTubing stuff. But I do hope to get a live 2D model before that starts happening. I don't know who to get my live 2D model from. I do know a VTuber that has a good one that I might ask them if they, or I could just check their links to see who did their live 2D and rigging. Because I'll just use the same person they used because I like who did their stuff, and it's probably not as expensive as Iron Mouse's professional work, you know. But yeah, other than that, I'll end this stream here, and you'll see me maybe even later today streaming some video games with my buddy with more Baldur's Gate. I'll ask him if he wants to play today, which is probably a yes. So you might even see me again today. Maybe even in the evening around 4 Central Time. I hope everyone has a good day, good evening, and a good night. I am out of here. I hope to see you again later today, and if not, I'll probably see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.